Alright, so you probably remember Natsu from Fairy Tail. It's going through a bit of a resurgence. I'm sure you recognize Shiki from Eden Zero. And hey, you might even be a fan of Yakuto. He's the new one. But how many of you remember this?
How about just me and you?
For 51 incredible episodes, you got to follow Haru, Ellie, Musica, and the rest of the Rave gang going around beating Shadow Guard and collecting the Rave Stones, and everything was rare groovy. That's a joke you'll only get if you're cool. Be cooler, check out Rave Master today. And when the anime ended, it ended on a bit of a cliffhanger. They'd set up the new big bad, they'd set up Ellie's past, and Sieg and Haru vowed to meet again, and they wouldn't. So, the only way that you could continue the story is if you read the manga, put out by Tokyo Pop, publishers of such great series as Samurai Deeper Kyo, Get Backers, or even that Courtney Love manga where she's an alien and Dave Grohl's a villain. It's wild. It is so wild. But I fell down this rabbit hole because I was determined to see the end of Rave Master, to see the true end of a series that had inspired me, that I would sing along to the theme song every Saturday when I watched it, and I was ready. I figured I'd only have to read, 5 volumes to get to the end. Nope. See, the anime would actually end around like volume 12 or 13 of the manga, give or take, and the manga would go on for 35 more volumes. 35. 300 chapters. And this was, 2004, 2005. So it wasn't as easy to go online and just read your favorite series. If you wanted to read it, you got to go to Barnes & Noble or Borders, that'll date me, and actually buy it from the store. I remember waiting months between volumes just to get my next fix of like 8 chapters. And that was every 2 months, which, in hindsight, that does line up. But as a kid, that's agony. You have to understand. And so I would go on this journey, and I was obsessed. I would reread volumes. I'd go back through and see all the uncensored joy of reading a manga compared to an anime that had to be made for broadcast audiences. Shadow Guard wasn't Shadow Guard. They were the evil demon guard, ready to take over the world with the power of the dark brings. And you got this absolutely perfect hero story. And you've heard of the hero's journey before. You've heard of that idea. Star Wars does it. Lord of the Rings does it. Boy on island is introduced to old man. Boy goes on giant adventure. He gets a team. He has to defeat the evil force. And then by the end of it, he's returning home a changed man. And Rave Master follows that pretty much to a T. It's about Haru, who runs into the old man Shiba, becomes the new Rave Master, alongside his new friend Plu, and he wields the 10 powers, a mighty sword with, 10 powers. And he has to go around and beat Demon Card. You find out that he's looking for his dad. You find out that his dad and the ultimate big bad have the same name, and it's basically just a Luke, I am your father idea. And it's incredible. Rave Master used so many of these classic tropes that you're all so familiar with, but it did it in a really creative way. There's such a style to it. And if you read the series from volume 1 all the way to volume 35, you can see Hiro Mashima's art evolving. You can see it turning into what you'd recognize in Fairy Tail and what was perfected in Eden Zero. Dead Rock is it is him absolutely working towards an idea. And I'm so glad to see him still making art and having all of his new series be celebrated. But there was something just so pure and creative at the core of Rave Master. Like, there's a lot of really cool wizards in Fairy Tail, but Rave Master was where you saw a lot of initial ideas. You would see this idea of the world is a stage and we are all but actors. And even as you go from Rave Master to Fairy Tail, you see this transition in an almost literal sense. Look at Haru. Haru means spring. Natsu means summer. In that you would also have Ellie going into Lucy, you'd have Musica turning into Gray, Julia becoming Urza, and even, I would say that Gajeel is the equivalent, or Gazelle, whatever, I don't I don't care. I know who he is. He'll always be Gajeel, and those that read the initial scans will be there with me. But Gajeel would obviously be let. And you would see this translate over again and again. And it wasn't the idea of reusing ideas because he wasn't creative. It was just a reimagining of these characters, of these different angles. The Oration 6 in Rave Master would become the Oration 6 in Fairy Tail and in Eden Zero. And they're not anything like the original Oration 6. They are their own characters. And that shows that this isn't just some cash grab where he's being cheap or anything. It is because he genuinely loved these ideas he had set up in a series that most fans haven't even heard of. Rave Master is something special, and I will always celebrate it. I will always champion it because it is a series that made me actively pursue manga. It was a series that taught me storytelling, world building. I thought King was the coolest villain ever. I thought his design was incredible. The decollage was amazing. It's the 10 powers, but evil. That was so cool. And then I met Pumpkin Doryu. I cannot tell you how much of a tragic villain Pumpkin Doryu is. How cool he is, how amazing his sky pirates are. Ogre's whatever. No one cares about Ogre. Ogre was so overpowered and so dumb. Even Hiro Mashima said, I gave him too many powers. I didn't know how to get rid of him. So I just shrugged him off. But Doryu felt like a true and proper threat. And of course you had Hardner, you had Lucia, you had Endless, who would go on to be in the other series as well. But Doryu was when I truly got hooked even more. To see this demon lord actually manage to take down Haru, to put them all into a point of despair, and it gripped me. And there are those moments for everyone when they find a manga or an anime they absolutely adore, that they are just absolutely captivated. And Pumpkin Doryu was that for me. Volumes like 13 to 17, when I just started reading manga, I was hooked because I came in on a wondrous storyline. And I just remember being enchanted by it. And then it kept going. Then we got Hardner's arc. We got Sieg fighting Haja, which was amazing. There is so much to love in Rave Master. There is so much to appreciate in it. And if you watch Rave Master, if you give Rave Master a shot, it will reward you. It will reward you with a deeper understanding of who Hiro Mashima is as a creator. It will reward you by showing you that these elements that you love in Fairy Tail, in Eden Zero, in Dead Rock, came from a series made with heart. Is it rough around the edges the first 8 volumes? Of course. And I'll admit it, original Haru looks rough. He has had a bad day. But it's great. I would not be who I am without Rave Master. Rave Master introduced me to a whole new world, and I am eternally grateful for it. I am eternally grateful that this series exists, and there are not many series that make me feel that way. There are not many series that make me go, you know what? Rave Master, now that's a piece of art. Now that's next level. Because when you get to that end, I remember Tokyo Pop had gone bankrupt, and then Del Rey picked up the remaining volume releases, and I remember getting the giant omnibus of the last 3 volumes of Rave Master, and it genuinely felt like a time had ended for me, and that was when I was deep into online reading. This was a series I had to read in physical copy. Reading it online just was not the same. I had to have it in my hands. And I cannot emphasize enough how much you need to check out Rave Master. How important Rave Master is to the culture of just manga in general. Fairy Tail is one of the most popular series of all time. It should be known that it has influences from Rave Master. And it's not like Rave Master doesn't even show up in Fairy Tail. They have filler with the Jigglebutt Gang and the Rave Crew. But even then, most people probably don't pursue it. They don't give it a shot. And so I really just wanted to make this video to talk about my love of Rave Master. How great Rave Master is. How amazing this series was. You know, you have so many things on display here. You have the battle of generations, something you would see in like Naruto. You have romance evolving. Fairy Tail is very much romance in your 20s. Eden Zero is romance in your 30s. And Rave Master is romance in your teens. It's that innocent, budding romance, you know. Fairy Tail people are settling down, they're getting married. Eden Zero is what kind of planet, what kind of timeline do we leave for our children? What do we do for the next generation? And then Dead Rock is kids go to demon school. That's about it. That's fine. It doesn't have to be complicated. None of them have to be complicated. But Rave Master was a series that launched 1,000 chapters. It was a series that inspired me to go into Fairy Tail. And I loved Fairy Tail. Up through Tenryu Island, that is some peak reading right there. Anything after Tenryu Island is unwatchable. Is it a controversial take that I say that after the time skip the series got bad? I don't think so, but others would justifiably disagree. That's all I'm saying. You know, maybe don't try and pad it out so it's as long as Bleach and Naruto and One Piece. Maybe just let it be its own story. Maybe don't bring it back for 100-year Quest. I'm not salty, you're salty. But, you know, I don't know. I'm rambling. Rave Master just means a lot to me, and I really want to just take some time and talk about a series that made me me. I wouldn't have some of the friends I have today without Rave Master. Not only did it open me to another world of manga, but it opened me to meeting new people, to interacting with new people. I went to a new school. I knew no one. I was at the lunch table. I pulled out my volumes of Rave Master just to read them until class came, and I made friends that I still talk to this day. And that's the charm of media like this. They impact us in ways we don't realize. And, you know, I would love to know what series make you feel this way. What series motivate you or inspire you to be better, to be more creative. And you know what? I know I'm rambling. I'm rambling about one of the series I absolutely adore. I didn't really have a plan for this video. I just, you know how sometimes you just have to make something? I just had to make this. And if you want me to do, you know, a full Rave Master review in my traditional style, I will. It's just, Rave Master is a series that needs more love. It's such a passionate freshman outing where you can see that Hiro Mashima was really gonna be somebody great. And then he was. I don't know. It inspired me to be creative. It inspired me to write. It inspired me to want to be a voice actor. I mean, the anime had like Yuri Lowenthal. It had Ben 10 Sasuke. You know, before Sasuke was even a thing. Naruto wouldn't even start airing until 05. So you got plenty of Yuri in you. And it's just, Rave Master checked all the boxes. Rave Master got me into ska. You know, I'm a fat white guy. I love ska. Ska's one of my favorite music genres. And I wouldn't have found it if I hadn't gotten Tokyo Pop's, you know, music to read to, which was just, you know, music to duel to, but with their licensed music, which was a wild ride. Buying singles on iTunes. Remember that? But Rave Master is just an icon of a different time. And I truly hope that you give it a chance. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. I wasn't gonna make it too long or anything. I wanted to talk about something I loved. Other videos are still coming out. Archer will be out soon. But I did want to just take this time. And if you do want to see more reviews like this, let me know in the comments below. And if you like what you saw, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is just, you know, maybe I'll make more short form content like this. Maybe I'll make just, you know, here's a series I enjoyed reading. Maybe you should read Kingdom and get cultured. You know, stuff like that. But maybe I won't. Maybe this video will bomb. Who knows? That's part of the fun. But I just want to thank you all so much for watching. That's going to do it for us here at the Lecture Hall. And if you want to support the channel, consider joining our Patreon or membership. $2 a month, and you even get your name on this fancy list. Ooh! You can also get content early, as well as special polls, and get special involvement in our streams, which we are doing much more frequently. Thank you all so much for watching, for giving this little channel a chance. And remember, stay strong. Keep fighting that good fight. And know that no matter what, I do believe in you. There's gonna be a better day. It's always darkest before the dawn, and I can feel a brighter future ahead. Stay strong, keep fighting, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.